Chosen one. Some days pass without leaving a mark. They slip through like shadows, quiet and unnoticed, as if time itself forgot to record them. And then there are days like this one. Days that carry a weight so heavy with purpose that you can almost feel heaven whispering in your ear. Days that don't follow the calendar of men, but the clock of God. This is not an ordinary hour. It is a divine appointment. Scripture says in Ecclesiastes 3:1, "To everything there is a season, and a time to every purpose under the heaven." Today is one of those sacred times, a moment that was written to your story before you ever took your first breath. You may not have seen it coming, but heaven has been preparing it all along. While you were busy fighting battles, wiping away tears, and holding on when life made no sense, God was quietly aligning every detail. Nothing about this moment is random. Nothing about your journey is wasted. This surprise has your name written on it. Think about it. How many times did you feel like giving up? How many nights did you pray in silence, not knowing if your words reached beyond the ceiling? And yet here you are, still standing, still breathing, still chosen. The world may not have noticed your faith, but God did. Matthew 6:6 reminds us, "Your Father who sees what is done in secret will reward you openly." And today that promise begins to unfold. This isn't just another passing day. It's a divine unveiling. Heaven has orchestrated a turning point, a release of favor so precise, so personal, that no one else could step into it but you. Chosen one, take a deep breath. Do you feel that stirring in your spirit? That quiet nudge that tells you something is shifting? That is not your imagination. That is heaven announcing, now is the time. For years you've walked with faith when logic failed you. You've given when you barely had enough. You've loved when others shut their hearts. You've carried a weight that few could ever understand. And while people may have overlooked you, heaven has been watching closely. The seeds you planted in tears are now ready to return as a harvest in joy. Just as Psalm 126:5 says, "They that sow in tears shall reap in joy." Every sacrifice, every silent prayer, every lonely night, it was recorded. Not one moment of faith has been ignored. Some around you may question how you've endured. They may wonder why you never collapsed under the pressure. What they don't realize is that heaven was preparing something they could not see, and now that preparation is turning into manifestation. This day is not just about breakthrough. It is about revelation. It is heaven showing you and everyone watching that your story is not ordinary. You carry a calling that cannot stay hidden forever. Listen carefully. Divine surprises don't arrive with fanfare. They don't knock loudly or ask for permission. They slip into your life at the perfect moment, aligning every detail with precision. And suddenly, doors you never thought could open begin to swing wide. Opportunities you didn't chase start chasing you. People you've never met are speaking your name in places you've never been. Why? Because favor has a time, and that time is now. But I must remind you, this elevation is not because you shouted the loudest, or fought the hardest, or worked the longest. This is not man's reward. This is God's grace. You are being lifted, not because you are loud, but because you are sealed. You carry a mark of favor that no one can erase. Isaiah 43:1 declares, "Fear not, for I have redeemed you. I have called you by name. You are mine." That is what this moment is. A reminder that God knows you by name. He has not forgotten. He has not overlooked you. He has been saving this moment for you. Chosen one, imagine this. While you were quietly enduring the storms, Conversations were happening in rooms you didn't even know existed. While you were praying for survival, God was designing promotion. While you were wondering if you could take one more step, heaven was arranging the path ahead. This is how God works. Silent preparation, precise timing, and then, suddenly, everything shifts. Every delay you faced was not denial, but design. What felt like rejection was actually protection. Those closed doors were not punishments. They were shields keeping you from stepping into blessings too early. And now, with the fullness of time, those very delays have set the stage for your arrival. Romans 8:28 says, "And we know that all things work together for good to them that love God." Even the heartbreak, even the lonely nights, even the disappointments, they were shaping you, strengthening you, and positioning you so that when this surprise came, you would be ready to carry it. Chosen one, this is not coincidence. This is confirmation. That stirring inside your spirit, that sense of change in the atmosphere. It is heaven's signal that your faith has reached a tipping point. Blocked paths are opening. Heavy burdens are lifting. Relationships that drained you are being replaced with divine connections. What once felt confusing is now becoming clear. This is the work of God's hand, and no enemy can stop what he has set in motion. You don't have to fight for this. You don't have to beg for it. The table has already been set, and your seat has already been reserved. This blessing is not something you chase. It's something that has been chasing you. Psalm 23:6 says, "Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life." That goodness is catching up to you now. Chosen one, you've been hidden for so long, you've carried your calling quietly, often wondering if it would ever see the light of day. But now, heaven is pulling you into the spotlight, not for ego, not for applause, but for revelation. Revelation of who you've always been, and confirmation that your time has come. You are not forgotten. You are not invisible. You are a treasure that has been refined in the fire, polished in the shadows, and prepared for this very unveiling. But some of you may ask, why did it take so long? Why did God make me wait? Why did he let me face so many closed doors? The answer is more powerful than you think. Let's continue with part 2 of the rewritten script. This will also be around 1,000 words and will expand on the divine timing, preparation, and the unseen favor that's coming. Chosen one. Have you ever felt the weight of waiting? Those nights when the world seemed silent and every prayer echoed back into emptiness. You thought your efforts were in vain. You thought your faith would be forgotten. But heaven never forgets. Every tear, every whispered hope, every step you took in faith has been carefully recorded. Psalm 34:15 reminds us, "The eyes of the Lord are upon the righteous, and his ears are open unto their cry." Even when it seemed like nothing was happening, God was moving behind the scenes. Every closed door you faced was not a no. It was a divine pause, a preparation. The delay was not punishment. It was training. The waiting was not denial. It was shaping you for a blessing far greater than what you could have imagined. Think about it. While you were quietly persevering, heaven was orchestrating meetings you never knew existed. Conversations were happening in rooms you couldn't enter. Doors were being prepared, and divine connections were being aligned with your purpose. Proverbs 16:9 says, "A man's heart deviseth his way, but the Lord directeth his steps." This is the principle at work in your life. You may have expected a small blessing, something gradual, something that felt safe and logical. But God's surprises are never limited by human understanding. Sometimes the breakthrough comes in ways that defy reason. Sometimes it comes wrapped in mystery, landing perfectly in your life at the right moment. Heaven does not announce its timing. It does not knock loudly. It works quietly, precisely, and powerfully. Your preparation has not gone unnoticed. Every act of faith, every moment of patience, every silent struggle has been building momentum toward this very hour. Chosen one, look closely. Can you see it? The shift in energy, the stirring in your spirit. That's heaven saying, now is your moment. It may not make sense to people who live only by logic. They may see delays, they may see setbacks, they may see a life that looks ordinary. But God sees the story from beginning to end. He sees the purpose behind every trial. And now, that purpose is beginning to reveal itself. Isaiah 55, 8-9 reminds us. For my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways my ways, saith the Lord. What seems impossible to you is already settled in heaven. What seems delayed to you is already moving in the Spirit. Your faith has been tested. Your patience has been stretched. Your heart has been tested in ways that felt unfair. And yet, here you are, still believing, still standing, still chosen. The seeds you sowed in darkness, the prayers you whispered in secret, the sacrifices you made without recognition, today they return to you as a harvest larger than you dared to dream. Galatians 6:9 says, and let us not be weary in well-doing, for in due season we shall reap if we faint not. The time has come. Your harvest is here. Now consider this. The blessings coming are not generic. They are custom-made. They are handcrafted by heaven specifically for you. They will not be replicated. They will not be duplicated. They will be perfectly suited to your purpose, your calling, your story. While you were walking through trials, doors were closing not to stop you, but to redirect you. The no's you received were not rejections, but protections. The delays were not denials, but divine designs. And now, with the fullness of time, everything is converging to deliver your breakthrough. Chosen one, hear this clearly. This is not coincidence. This is divine orchestration. Everything around you, the people, the timing, the opportunities, is being aligned with precision. The paths that were blocked are opening. The burdens that weighed you down are lifting. The decisions that felt impossible are suddenly clear. This is the work of heaven. You do not have to chase this blessing. You do not have to fight for it. It is already yours. Your seat at the table is reserved, etched into eternity, prepared by God Himself. Jeremiah 29:11 declares, for I know the thoughts that I think toward you, saith the Lord, thoughts of peace and not of evil, to give you an expected end. Your time has come. Take a moment to reflect. While you were hidden, carrying your calling quietly, God was preparing you for the spotlight. This is not about fame. This is not about recognition from others. This is about revelation, revealing who you were created to be. Every delay, every heartbreak, every lonely night was shaping you to steward the blessings that are now arriving. They were preparing you not just to receive, but to carry, to multiply, and to testify about. Your story will inspire others. Your breakthrough will become a roadmap for those who feel unseen, unheard, and overlooked. Look at the signs around you. Can you feel the shift? The energy feels different. Opportunities are lining up. Favor is accelerating. Connections are appearing in your life that align perfectly with your purpose. Every time you chose faith over fear, every time you gave when you had little, Every time you stood when it would have been easier to fall, heaven noticed. Now heaven is responding. You are standing in the center of a divine delivery zone. Nothing can intercept what God has prepared for you. Not fear, not doubt, not your past. The blessings coming may look unfamiliar, but they are guaranteed. They are yours by promise. This is not just a season, it is a signal. A sign that your waiting has not been wasted. A declaration that your faith has not gone unnoticed. Heaven's spotlight is shining directly on you. And the blessings arriving in your life are perfectly tailored, perfectly timed, and perfectly aligned with your calling. When they arrive, your heart will know. Your soul will recognize it. You will understand without question that this is what you were created for. Chosen one, breathe deeply.